Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we have 42 new products that I'm giving my final reviews on because I've been testing them out for a while and there's a lot. So take a seat, grab a snack, do whatever you want to do to relax because today we are just talking all this new makeup that I've been trying out and we have a lot, so get comfy. Okay, I was just taking a sip of my Coke. So if you are new to my channel, I try to test every new product of makeup that I have. I put it in a testing drawer, I go through all of them, and I try them out for anywhere between like 1 month to like 4 to 5 months, unless they get lost even more than that, because I want to make sure not only that I give a first impression to y'all, but I actually try out how they wear over time, if the formula changes, wear test, all of that stuff. So I try to test it out as much as possible before giving a final review. But let's go ahead and get started with the first category of primers. So I have 3 primers in this video. We're going to start out pretty strong with the Huda Double Life Serum Primer. So this is supposed to be a skincare slash serum primer that you can use as skincare in the night just to balance out your skin tone, or you can use it to help prep your skin for makeup, or you can use it just to give a nice glow. So it's a very multi-use primer and they claimed a lot of skincare benefits, hence the Double Life name. Honestly, y'all, I've used this so much that the product is low-key running out, and I did actually have a little hole in mine, which was quite annoying, but I've used this so much because I find it actually quite remarkable in what it can do. Now, it's not a game-changing primer by any means, but I do think there are skincare benefits in this because it just feels very soothing and you can definitely feel that burst of hydration. So it's supposed to be really good for your skin and you feel that benefit. This will make your base just look snatched. Now, does it wear well under makeup? There's no pilling or anything, but I don't find it helps the longevity of makeup as much as some other primers. Like, it's not sticky or grippy or mattifying. It's just a normal primer that's another layer. So I don't necessarily think it has the primer benefits, but it is still a really good multi-use product. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Next up, we have the Sculpted by Amy Beauty Base Primers. Now, Sculpted by Amy is a brand I was trying out when I was abroad there in Europe this past summer. So I have a ton of stuff from a lot of these European brands, Sculpted by Amy being one of them that will show up quite a bit here because I've tested these out. I have these little samples. These are the rose golden shades of them, and honestly, I don't find they do anything on the skin. Like, you would think they'd give a golden glow. No, they literally are just an extra layer. They don't even have shimmer. There's like nothing special. They claim to have SPF 30, but frankly, I don't notice even the tiniest bit of difference. So these were quite a disappointment. Then the third one I have is the Essence Hello Good Stuff Glow Serum Primer, dupe for the Glow Recipe Watermelon Niacinamide. Now, honestly, I like this. I'm really impressed at how similar they got to the Glow Recipe formula-wise, but the smell, y'all, oh my god. I cannot stand this smell. There is something so artificial in here that Essence put in that drives me crazy, and I cannot stand it. Like, it's bad. It's really bad. So the formula, amazing. Hydrating and smooth, yes, I agree with all of those claims. It actually does help makeup longevity. Smell is not worth it. At that point, I just go with a different primer. I'm sorry, it's just unbearable. Now I have 4 foundations for the month of September. And yes, the Natasha Denona one is already out of the trying bin. So that's a good hint to y'all. First, I have the Max Factor X Skin Reset Serum. This is another brand that I picked up in London when I was studying abroad there. This is from Max Factor X if you've never heard about it. And this is a pretty decent skin tint formula, foundation-y formula. Like, it's not too heavy coverage, but there's a bit more than other skin tints. So that is why they say it's the serum foundation. But I actually do like this. I don't think it's anything special. And also their shade range sucks, y'all. I mean, their shade range is abysmal, like truly so bad, but the formula, it's actually quite decent. I will say it is a serum foundation and it 100% has all of the qualities of a serum foundation. Like, it is quite glowy, a little bit more hydrating. If you have oily skin, it will get really dewy throughout the day. Not the best longevity, it will sink in, but it's an overall fine. I also have the Essence Foundation Stick, and let me tell y'all, I was blown away with this formula. It is from Essence, very affordable. I expected the worst because I was like, Essence Foundation Stick, normally Essence's makeup breaks me out because it's so cheap in the ingredients. This is cheap, but honestly, it didn't break me out, and I found this to be one of my favorite foundation sticks, especially from the drugstore. It just goes on so smooth. It's such a buttery formula, and the blend of it is just amazing. It has light to medium coverage. You can build it up, though, and their shade range is also really impressive for a drugstore makeup brand. They have, like, a really large amount of shades. Most of all, I was actually quite impressed with the very natural finish. It's not too dewy, not too matte. It's very skin-like, and honestly, it doesn't have the best wear time ever. Like, it is a normal stick foundation. You will get a little bit of that slip and slide. If you don't set it down, it won't last well throughout the day, but for a formula of its kind, I think it actually had a better wear test than I expected it to. Okay, next up, another one from Sculpted by Amy, one of the European brands. This is the Hydra Tint Moisturizing Tinted Serum, SPF 20. It's like their really light skin tint, and I mean super light coverage, but honestly, I love this thing. Again, shade range could be better because it is one of those European brands. They don't have the most inclusive shades, But I really love this formula, if I'm being honest. I gravitated towards it so much when I was on vacation. It's so lightweight, so breathable, but you have such nice coverage. And it's honestly, it just evens everything out perfectly. I found it to be one of the most long-lasting skin tints I've tried. Like, it does not slip and slide. It actually stays for quite a long time. And this shade works really well for me. I have in 6.5. I really have loved it, actually, and it's just so smooth looking. In my opinion, the best comparison is the Hourglass Skin Tint because it is quite similar of a formula. Last, for foundations, we have the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. Now, this is the first one of those new foundations I've tried to make it past the drawer because I know how much I love it. I'm wearing it today. Stunning formula, one of the best foundations I have tried, not only this month but ever. Like, I'm talking, this could top House Labs to be my overall favorite foundation. I know a lot of influencers are hyping it up and it may seem fabricated, but truly, I'm telling you, from an ordinary consumer here who just makes these videos for fun and doesn't really have the influencer privilege and that stuff, this is good. She's good, y'all. And I mean, I can't think of really anything bad to say. My first thing, if you saw the video when I first tried it, I was like, it's not too special. But then I watched as it dried down on the skin and I really saw how well it was setting in. And that was with no setting powder, no setting spray. And it really just set on its own, which was one of the claims I didn't believe. And it does. It is self-setting. And I don't know how Natasha did it because this is a dewy to natural finish that self-sets and appears dewy throughout the day. And I feel like I don't even have to do touch-ups because it never gets overly oily. It just sits there perfectly. Medium to full coverage, if you build it up, they have a really nice shade range. It's as hydrating and blurring. I would say it's very hydrating, and it actually is somehow blurring. Radiant long wear serum foundation packed with skincare benefits. Long wearing. It doesn't really have a scent. It just has that normal foundation-y scent. So if you're sensitive to fragrance, you'll be fine. But truly, this is just one of the best foundations in the world. I don't know what else to say about it. I've been trying it out and I was like, this is done with my drawer because I'm only using it because I want to use it. I never have a bad makeup day with it. Okay, we have two concealers. So first up, we have the MUA Makeup Academy Pro Base Double Shot Under Eye Brightener. This is another brand from London that I picked up, MUA, and I hate this thing. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's bad. It's not that it's not a good formula, it's that it doesn't do anything. Like, it's a fine brightener, I guess, but it doesn't have even the slightest bit of coverage, which is fine. It doesn't claim to, but then it claims to be brightening, and it is brightening, but it's only because this is like their second to deepest shade, and obviously this is gonna be brightening on me because look, like, this is not it. They don't even have a good shade range. The formula's fine, it blends, it sinks into the skin, but then when the second you cover it up with the concealer, you're not gonna see it anyways. It's not good. I'm sorry to say. I really was disappointed. Then we have the Tier concealer. This is actually two parts. You have the bullet concealer here, and then you have the liquid concealer right here. And I love that because it is so innovative, so different, and there's so many different uses to this. In my professional opinion, you should only be using the bullet side for like spot concealing, or how I do it is if I'm color correcting my beard mustache area. You should not use this under the eye because it is so thick and it will crease and it is quite heavy, and I want to say like clay-like in a way. So I would not recommend using the bullet side on anything except like spot concealing, color correcting, that stuff. Truly, I've been using this so much to cover my mustache area because it has such full beat coverage. Truly amazing shades. I love the bullet side. The liquid side is fine. It's a good concealer. I wish you got a little more product because you can see it's quite small. But it has pretty light to medium coverage, nothing too intense. And under the eyes, it does look really pretty, very smooth, blends. It does crease a little bit more than I would like. I do find quite a bit of creasing with it, but it overall still is a good formula. I just like the bullet side so much more. I'm continuously so impressed with Tier with each product I try out because they just get better and better. For cream bronzer, I actually only have one product in this video. This is the About Face Beach Freak Bronzer Stick. Sleek packaging, About Face. Halsey did her job here. Also, About Face was like the sponsor of ACL. I saw like Amex, American Express, because I was at ACL, which is Austin City Limits, and they had About Face everywhere, and I was like, damn, I love About Face, and I'm so glad they're moving up because their products are underrated. And the same can be said about this amazing bronzer stick right here that truly is one of the best bronzer sticks I've tried. I have it in the shade Coney Island, and I am not lying when I tell you all this approached Rare Beauty bronzer stick to be my absolute favorite. The only thing wrong with it, and I say it with hesitation, it is a radiant bronzer stick formula. It is a little bit more satiny, more glowy than some other ones, so it is not matte, so I would recommend setting it down with some sort of powder or powder bronzer. And also, it's just so buttery smooth and creamy that it just glides. I don't even know how, I don't want to say it, but a little bit too much. If it had a little bit stiffer of a texture like the Rare Beauty one, it'd be perfect because it's so buttery smooth, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it just, you can over apply it, you can slip it somewhere. So there is just that small little thing that I'm like, I think that's what put Rare Beauty up. I think that's what puts Rare Beauty up a notch. But this is a really good formula. Honestly, for how radiant and dewy it is, it's long lasting, which is impressive. The pigment is there, their shades are nice, packaging 10 out of 10. It's literally at like a 9.8 out of 10 for me. We have a couple of cream blushes here. I'm gonna start with the Summer Fridays Blush Butter Bomb. I have mine in the shade Berry Spritz. You can see she's got a lot of love. This is a very unique type of balmy blush formula because you would expect it to be balmy to where there's no base, but this actually does have a little bit more of a thick base than you would think. It's not too slippery, but it is a very radiant and dewy finish, very hydrating, quite pigment loaded, honestly, especially this shade, which is deeper. I was really impressed when I tried it out. I think it blends beautifully on the face, very gorgeous, very flushed looking. It's for those no makeup, but just a little bit of blush days, you know, and I found it really good. Now, my one drawback on it is given it is a blush butter bomb. As you know, these type of formulas, it doesn't last the most. It doesn't last the best. It's still impressive compared to other formulas because it lasts a decent amount of time, but nowhere near like how much a blush stick or a liquid blush, like one of those, like it won't last anywhere near to where there. You do have to 100% set this down with a powder or powder blush or whatever. Then we also have the Douglas blush stick. Douglas is a UK department store that has their own brand, so I got this from the Douglas brand. I got it in the shade Pop Raspberry, and I really actually grew to love this a lot. Now, I had hesitation with it at first because it didn't really seem too amazing, but what I really liked about this is it actually blends so easily, and the way it glides on doesn't remove the foundation, so you can use it as a stick and you can just apply it directly, or you could take a brush, either one, and the blend is just so smooth and so hydrating, and it's the perfect mix of a dewy and matte formula. It actually does last a pretty long time compared to some other sticks. Pigment is crazy, tread lightly, it's actually more intense than you think. The next two cream blushes are from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush one. I actually got this in London when I went into the Charlotte Tilbury flagship store. It's in the shade Dream Pop. First thing about this formula is Miss Charlotte claims it is matte. This thing is not matte, y'all. She's not matte. Not even in the slightest. I don't know why Miss Charlotte claims it's matte. It's really not. I think because her other one is more of a highlighter and glowy product. This is a little bit more of a blush than that, but it still is quite hydrating and dewy. It's not a matte because it is a liquid blush. And I don't like this formula, I'm sad to say. I really wanted to because I love Charlotte Tilbury. I love her wands, but I didn't like it. My first thing is it's not really special enough to where you're paying $42, which is quite a pretty penny for a blush in this market and this economy. Like, it's not that good. Second of all, I truly just hate the wand application. I think it's so gimmicky, it's so messy, and I get why people like it, but it's messy. Like, look at all that wasted product. And then honestly, lastly, my thing is just with the formula. I don't think it's good. I think I've had better. The formula is so liquidy and runny. If you start it here, it will almost drip down all the way here, and you have to be really careful that it doesn't go too low or too high, and it doesn't blend well either because as you're blending it, it slips and slides so much. It does not stay in place. It does not set down. You have to set with a powder. I'm not impressed with it. But I am glad to say her Unreal Blush Stick, actually, I ended up really liking. And this is in the shade Cherry Glow. And I was really impressed with how good of a formula this is. Is it the best blush stick in the world? Is it like, oh my God, Mom, we need to go buy this right now. I need to go get the best one. No, this is not going to become a cult classic anytime soon. It's fine. It's Charlotte's take on the blush stick, and it just turned out a bit better than I expected. I love the pigment on it because it's not too much, but it's not too little. It's the perfect dispersion of pigment. I love the finish. It's not too glowy. It's not too hydrating. It's not too matte. It's the perfect in between. The blendability is amazing. I love how it's in a stick because it's thick enough to where it won't slip and slide like that matte blush wand will, but it does have enough blendability and malleability to where you can work with it quite easily. It's quite foolproof, and it lasts a pretty good amount of time. Like, for a loose setting powder, I really only have one for this month, and it is the Douglas Skin Augmenting Hydra Powder Loose Instant Cooling Setting Powder thingy, long name. Again, Douglas from London, the department store. And this is one of those really new innovative formulas that Makeup Revolution started, where it is like water inside of the powder formula. And I'm impressed with this. Like, this was actually the first one of those formulas I've tried, and I was blown away because what I love most about this is it's hydrating. It blurs. it sets the makeup and it has pretty good lasting power. So it will set for a while, but it feels like you're applying water. It will literally wet your puff. So that brings me, the only thing I don't like about it is that your puffs here, they will feel wet because it literally like blends into water. I don't know how else you explain it. That's the best way to describe what this does. I actually like this one better than the Makeup Revolution though, because that one I noticed it can disturb the makeup underneath because you're putting the wet powder and that does break apart makeup, especially on heavier days. I've never had this one break apart the makeup. I have two pressed powders. First, I have the Say Beauty Slip Tint Undetectable Baked Translucent Powder I have in the shade 3. And y'all, she is similar to the Natasha Denona formula because I love this thing. I love. Because really the only reason she was in that testing drawer for so long is because I wanted to use it. Because I found this really makes your makeup look flawless. It's actually in competition to be my like favorite pressed powder. I love it because it's not purely matte. It has a little bit of that baked hourglass glow to it, but it still sets the makeup down. It still gives a blurred and smooth finish. I'm always so impressed when I use this to set and blend everything. I would not recommend this under the eyes because given it is a pressed powder, it does get a bit heavier. So I would say go use a loose powder for that. But I actually do like this all over the face, especially if I'm like blending the blush in with the rest of the face or the bronzer and all that stuff, or even just the finishing powder to smooth over everything, especially the pores. This is amazing. I really have nothing wrong to say. I wish they had some more shades, to be honest, because this is shade 3. I think they have 4, and I do think they need to go deeper to be inclusive because it's not really inclusive right now. But the formula is so good. Going off of that, we have a finishing powder. This is the LYS True Enlightenment Soft Focus Skin finishing powder. I have it in the shade Harmony, which is the medium one. It's also one of those baked hourglass formulas. You can see the marbling effect there. And this is a true finishing powder. Like, it's not even a setting powder. A finishing powder's main thing is to just be the last touch in your makeup, to just smooth everything out and to blur it. I love my Flower Beauty one, but this one truly became my favorite because I like how it has a little bit of pigment, so it will add something, but it's not too much. And this just gives a nice airbrushed smooth effect to the face. It's not going to be used, don't use it as a setting powder. That's not what it's for. It's not going to be good at that. LYS has an actual setting powder, but as a finishing powder, I truly became obsessed with this because I was like, damn, look at how smooth it made my face. I'd bring it for touch-ups. It's amazing. It's a remarkable formula. This and Say have been my saviors this month. I actually don't really have any powder blushes or powder bronzers from September, but what I do have Fenty Diamond Bomb in the shade Lavender Lover. This is the new shade extensions of their Diamond Bomb. I had never tried out the Diamond Bomb though, so this is a first time I'm trying this formula out, and I'm gonna be honest, I was disappointed, Fenty. I was disappointed with this formula. I want to love it so much because of how many people recommended it to me, but I think my issue is it's so hard to pick up. You can't pick it up with the brush. It's so well baked, which is a good thing. You get less fallout, but it's so well baked that you cannot do that. Even with my hand here, I just never find it's picking up enough product. It's a very shy amount there, and you can see it's difficult to pick up and get pigment, which is why I was like, why do we need more shades of this? And then also as a highlighter, it is really pretty. It does give a really nice lavender glow. I love this on the eyes more so because I think on the eyes it allows the purple to pop, but there is a lot of fallout. So that brings me to why is it such a tightly packed baked formula if there's so much fallout? Because every time I use this on my eyes, I can see the glitter dripping down, and it's like, it makes sense because it's the Diamond Bomb. You want glitter all over your face. Here's your girl, but it's not my favorite. I'm sad. For eyeshadows, we actually had quite a bit of eyeshadows. No like really big palettes in this month. But I'm going to start off with the strongest, and that is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Stick. These are little duos, so it comes with a metallic shade. Look at how pretty that is. Also, you can like take it off. I really like that. And it's magnetic. Then it comes with my favorite, which is the foil shade. Honestly, I could go on and on about how amazing these formulas are, but I don't even need to because y'all know my thoughts on Danessa Myricks. She makes the best eyeshadows, especially in the artistic industry. It is the iconic eyeshadow formulas in a gorgeous stick formula. It doesn't really, it creases the teeniest bit, but nothing that another eyeshadow stick wouldn't do. So I'm not concerned about that. I love the innovation that you can build it up. The formulas are so good. The foil, I find the foils are a bit better. The metallics have more of a base pigment to them, so they're not as shiny, but those foils, oh my god. I fell in love with this formula. This is going to be used so much. I think Danessa did an amazing job. And she just released that new Groundwork palette that I'm having to fight myself to not get because she's the best. I don't even need to say anything. We also have the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream eyeshadow I have in the shade Walk of No Shame. I got this in her flagship store in London, and I do really like this. I think it is an amazing formula. It actually has more pigment than you think. I didn't find it crease that much. I thought it would crease like crazy because it is a cream formula, but it dries instantly, which also I forgot to say say, Danessa, she dries down instantly. Charlotte also dries down instantly. My only thing is I think this is too expensive for what you're getting for one single shade of eyeshadow for how much product you're getting. This thing is too expensive. I have Wycon Beauty's Lollipop eyeshadow palette. This was a summer exclusive. I got it in the shade Warm Feeling when I was in London. If you don't know Wycon Cosmetics, they are a Europe brand and they're very good actually. But the eyeshadows are nothing special. You can see one popped out, but the shimmers are fine. I was actually quite impressed with the shimmers, but the mattes are bad. Like, I couldn't get them to work. Really, they didn't have pigment to them. They didn't blend. Nothing about them was good, I'm sad to say, so I would really only use this for the shimmers. One of my friends on TikTok, Adriana Nicole Cosmetics, who is one of the nicest people on that app. Like, seriously, just go follow and support her. She's so nice. She launched the I Am Everything Shimmers palette, and this thing is amazing, y'all. There are no other formulas in the indie or mainstream market that includes Danessa Myricks that make formulas like Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. I mean, truly, these are amazing. They are so buttery smooth. The shimmers on them are unreal, unlike anything you've ever seen, and they are just so pigmented. Last, well, I'm genuinely so impressed with how good of a formula. So when I heard I Am Shimmer has only shimmers, I was getting it either way. It has her viral ethereal shade, and then it has a ton of others. My favorite is actually the Enchanted shade in the middle. It is one of the most gorgeous violet lilac purples. Now we have a ton of lip and lip liners and all of those stuff, but I'm going to start with the brows and mascara. So let's start with the brows. This is the NYX Brow Glue Crazy Lift, and I genuinely love this formula. I was blown away at how good of a formula it is because it's laminated. Your brows do not move. It is impressive, but I hate this applicator. I will die on this hill. This is so gimmicky. Such a bad decision from NYX to make the applicator like this. I'm sorry, y'all. I love the formula. I love you, NYX. This is not it. I get what they were going for, and a lot of y'all were like, it's because they wanted you to literally like laminate it, you know, with glue, and I get it. I completely get it. It's just so gimmicky and so messy that like the glue spills everywhere, and this thing is actually really strong, so it will mess up your makeup. I also just find that the product doesn't come evenly from those brushes. It gets really dirty, very messy to use, so genuinely hate that. But the formula, y'all, she's impressive. Like, I'm saying she does not budge in the slightest. Now we have 3 mascaras. First of all, e.l.f. Incredicurl. I am not really supporting e.l.f. too much right now after all of their controversy stuff that went on because I don't really want to support them, and I was quite disappointed. But it was right around the time I started trying out the Incredicurl, and I didn't do a video on it, but I thought I might as well put it in here. So I want to make it clear I do not support e.l.f. Cosmetics in any way. I'm not even tagging them because truly I think we need to discuss what happened there, and e.l.f. needs to talk about it. But the Incredicurl is fine. I don't want to talk too much about it. I am sadly really loving it, and that's what made me annoyed because I was going to give this such a good review, and then this stuff came out, and I was like, I don't want to encourage people to buy from this brand, but she is good. I'm not saying you should go get it because e.l.f. is a whole different thing right now, so I'm not recommending it to y'all, but I will say the Incredicurl is a really good formula. I genuinely never thought e.l.f. made good mascaras, and I was really shocked by how good it was. The applicator is a really nice, thick, curved applicator. I find it's good. I'm not going to say too much else. Then we have Max Factor X, one of the Europe brands. I don't actually find this too impressive of a formula. It's fine. I wasn't blown away by it. It is a little bit thicker than some other ones, and I find that the wand is too thick, so it will really transfer everywhere. But it does the job. It's a decent formula. Nothing bad about it. Then I have the Sculpted by Amy, another Europe one, and I was disappointed with this one because everyone told me in the Sculpted by Amy store that this was their hero product, and they were like, you will love this mascara. So I was really excited to try it, and I was quite disappointed. I was like, are we trying the same thing here? First of all, it is such a dry formula that it can get hard to apply because you have to build it up because it's so lightweight, it's so natural, and that's what Sculpted by Amy's vibe is. But it's just, you really don't feel like you're putting mascara. It's really dry, and almost where it's too dry. I do like how the wand is a bit curved. I think it's really amazing, and I don't think it's a bad formula. I just wasn't blown away. The last complexion thing, because there's a lot of lip stuff, is the Sculpted Liquid Light Liquid Highlighter. I don't think I actually use this as a liquid highlighter. I didn't really like it as one, but because it's a really bronzy shade, and also this applicator is too fat. Like, I'm sorry, it's too big. And it's even hard to get out of here, so I don't like that. But I did like this as either like a nice bronzy glow if I'm using it as a liquid bronzer. I found it quite good. The formula is really nice. It's not too glittery. It's just more of a metallic shimmer, so it is really pretty. But also, like, I just don't like liquid highlighters, so the chances of me liking it were low, and I don't think I would ever use this as a highlighter. It would be used subtle bronzer, one of those. Like, it's a very fine formula. Okay, and then we have so many lip products, y'all. Let me get into these. So starting with the lip liners, this is the Milani Plumping Lip Liner that they released a while ago. I have it in the shade Hot Tamale, and I do like this formula. I definitely get the plumping vibes of it. It is one of those like gel pencil ones you have to sharpen. But my thing about this is it dries down so quickly. Like I'm talking instant dry down that you can't blend it in. You can't really work with it with other lipsticks, other glosses, and it just stays in the plate, and it just stays there, and it's really tough to work with. I do like the shade. It does have a tingling plumping effect, and I don't think it's a bad formula. I think there's much worse. It is somewhat affordable, but it's just really hard to work with. Like you have to apply it and blend it as you're applying. Like I'm talking put the line blend, put the line blend, put the line blend, and that's just too much work. They need a little bit more playtime with this, and also I just generally didn't think the pigment was enough to where I was like, this is blowing me away good. So I didn't really like it that much. But it's fine. It's a good lip liner. It will get the job done. And then we have the Huda Beauty Lip Contour Stain. Now, she broke the internet. I'm sure y'all remember. She broke the internet, Miss Huda Beauty, with this. You have to store it upright. That is the first thing to remember, because if you don't, it will not work. And it is literally a marker stain that you can use all over, or you could use it as a liner. And I want to make it clear that since those hours, I have not kept it straight. I'm sad to say it's fell over a couple times. I've tried my best, but it's not really done the best job. But I have still been using it, and I do think it still works. So I don't know what that means. This is one of those formulas where I think the shade is just too dark for me, that I'm like, you'll see that harsh line, and I really just don't think it works out, because no matter what lipstick or lip gloss, you'll always see that line, and I hate it. I hate how thick this marker is. It is literally like a mini spatula thing. It's so hard to use. It gets so messy, and the thing about this is this stains. Like you cannot move this thing, and then if it gets too messy and you slip and slide, or you accidentally apply it somewhere, it's gonna stay there unless you cover it up with concealer. Like it actually does not budge. It's truly a stain, one of the strongest lip stains I've tried, and I mean that in a good and a bad way. I also just don't think it glides easy enough. Like I find you really have to push, and I don't like that, and it does feel like the product is not being dispersed evenly. So I don't think it's bad. I think there are those people who will love it, but for the amount of effort you have to do to get this to work, like there's a lot of work. You have to store it up, you have to go really slow, you have to apply it a certain way, you have to make sure you don't go outside the lines, you have to let it dry down. There's so many things with it that I'm like, I just don't think it's worth it for a lip liner. At that point, just go with the Sachu peel off, just go with the NYX, just go with a non-staining one. Like even the Milani one stains less, just go with that one. I don't think it's worth the money, first of all, and the amount of work, because I'm sorry, I do like it, and as my initial review showed, I do like it. I find it very innovative and different, and I'm glad Huda made it, but it's just not. We have a couple of lipsticks here. Now, the first one is from Wycon. This is their lip glaze in the shade 7. It doesn't have too much pigment. It is very interesting because it's more of a lightweight formula. It's more of a balmy, sheer type formula, and I don't dislike it. I find it quite hydrating. It is pretty good. I just don't like the shade. I think it's too cool toned for me, and honestly, I felt like it was drying the lips a bit more than hydrating at some points. So I don't think it's bad by any means. I think there's better, and I don't really know what else to say, because it's an overall fine lip balm formula, but it's not a lipstick. I almost dropped that. It's not a very hydrating formula. It's fine. Then we have the Sculpted by Amy Hydro Lip, a really similar formula to the Wycon, but this one does it a little bit better. It's a little bit more hydrating, a little bit more opaque of a formula. You get the color. I have it in the shade Berry, and it's just a little bit like smoother, so you can see it has more color payoff. It just makes the lips look smoother. It covers the lines versus the Wycon sinks in. So I think these are two really good formulas, very similar, but I think Sculpted does it a bit better. Then we have the Fenty stick in the shade How Many Carats. Now this is one of those special glitter ones they released with the Diamond Bomb collection, and I am still blown away at how good this is. I recommended this to so many people for music festivals, for concerts, and they've picked it up because I truly think this is one of the best glitter lipstick formulas, because it is actual glitter, and they did a good job of not getting it too much or too little, but actually showing up as glitter. And I cannot tell you, this stole the show from the Diamond Bomb. I love this so much that after I tried this out, I was like, damn, Fenty, I don't even care about your Diamond Bomb anymore, because I just like this formula here. I'm so impressed with this. Like, this is truly what I want out of a glitter lipstick in every way possible. I cannot recommend it enough. I'm actually going to swatch it to show y'all. I mean, look at how intense of a glitter that is, and I'm actually going to put some on. It's really hard to tell on camera, but it is such a nice glittery glow, and the best thing is it's hydrating. I don't find it dries the lips, and I don't find the glitter leaves a residue or anything. It's so packed in there so well that the second I tried it on, one. I was like, yes, Fenty, yes, you did it. You finally gave a good glitter lipstick, and I think this is the best one I have tried. Props to Fenty, their Diamond Bomb collection. I may not like the Diamond Bomb, but I love the How Many Carats. Go try this out. Two things from ColourPop. So we had their lip stain that I actually don't really like this. I thought this was quite disappointing. I do like the packaging, a very cute heart package, but it's so water-like. It's so serumy, so watery to where it's too much. I'm like, there's no base to it at all. It just feels like you're putting water, and the tint is not even that good anyway. So I was quite disappointed. I think ColourPop really missed on this one. I did not like it. Then they had their lip mask. I got it in the jelly donut version. Terrible idea, because I don't hate the formula. It's a bit thick, you know, she's a bit overly thick. It is a nice hydrating lip mask. I don't have a problem with the formula. A bit goopy for my liking, a little bit sticky, but not to where it will like give you the goopiness. But I hate the smell, like this jelly donut smell. Oh my god, I cannot stand this. I don't know if it's just me or everyone, but it smells so bad to where I genuinely could not keep using it. Like, I just stopped using it, and I tested it out as much as I could, but I just really did not like the scent of it. Like, I'm sure there's better ones. That go try those out. I'm sure they have some raspberry, strawberry. Do not get the jelly donut. But from what I remember, the formula is fine. I don't find it ultra hydrating. It doesn't approach Laneige or Lawless or any of those formulas, but it's fine. It's a drugstore version of a thick lip mask, and I think they do it decently. Can it be done better? Yes. Do you need to get it? God, no. Please don't get the jelly donut. So I don't think either of these are worth getting, but they're fine. Similarly with ColourPop, we had their Lilo and Stitch collection. This was one of them that was in the trio of the popsicle lip glosses, and this one's so cute. It's in the shade, I don't even know what shade it is, but it's the one when Stitch has the guns on it. And I actually like this formula. I think this is probably the best out of the 3 ColourPop things I'm showing y'all, because it's very lightweight. It's very flushed, you know, it will give a nice popsicle tint, but it's not too much. It has a nice glow to it. Very easy to use, not hydrating but not dehydrating. It's just the perfect middle ground for a proper lip gloss, and I think they did a really good job with the Lilo and Stitch lip gloss. In London, of course, I had to try out Rimmel London because I had never tried them out, so I got the Oh My Gloss lip oil. This thing is a thick ass gloss, y'all. The way they say lip oil, she's a gloss. Thick, but I'm more impressed because it doesn't really feel sticky and it doesn't feel thick, but it hydrates like a gloss. So I was really impressed with this. Now, do I think advertising it as a lip oil is right? No, it's not a lip oil, don't be fooled, but it is a pretty nice formula, and honestly the tint isn't too much. It leaves a little bit of a popsicle red tint to it, but it's not bad. It's not too much. Very subtle, and it does reflect the lips really well. It smooths them out. It's actually an overall solid lip gloss formula. Since we were talking about Huda Beauty, I might have not liked the lip stain, and I don't like her original gloss, but I genuinely started loving her jelly lip oil version. This is such a well improved version of her lip gloss, which that one was thick, sticky, it dried my lips out. This is the opposite. This is everything the opposite from that one. This is thin, serumy, hydrating, but still glowy, still really juicy on the lips. It leaves a nice pout. It has very sheer pigment. Don't go in expecting color, but I do love this as a gloss. I think she improved the formula so much from the start of that lip gloss. This is good. My one thing about it is it is a little bit stickier than you would probably like, a little bit more goopiness to it, which is bound to happen with a jelly lip oil if that's how you're marketing it. But I do think it's a bit stickier for my liking. Wish it was a tad bit thinner, but it still is so much better than their other one, and it will not get goopy. We have the Rare Beauty Light Luminizer Lip Gloss. I have it in the glitter shade that's Dazzle. They released this in July actually, so I'm pretty behind on it. It's literally almost finished. That's how much I've been using it, and I do like this. I think it's a really pretty formula. Now this shade is quite sheer. You don't really get too much of the glitter. It does not approach the Fenty one in the slightest. More of just a sheer glossy formula, but they do have other colors, and this didn't impress me because it's much better than it should be. I thought it was going to be a normal lip gloss formula. I was like, there's nothing special with this, and I tried it, and it actually is really pretty on the lips. Very reflective, very hydrating, very juicy, gives a nice pout but not plumping. I find it actually is really hydrating. Like, I would leave it on, I'd put it on the night, and my lips would be really soft and really hydrated. Like, I really ended up loving this a lot. I think it just looks amazing on the lips. It's an average lip gloss formula that's done like perfectly. But then we have the Rare Beauty Plumping Lip Gloss. Now, my one thing about this, I hate the packaging. Cheap packaging, y'all. It's like those Lancome Juicy tubes, but just a little bit cheaper. But the formula, oh my god, y'all. I wish I could tell y'all in person how good this is, because look. Literally like a duochrome shade right off the bat, and it is like right off the bat you get it on your lips, and then you blend it out and the glitter stays. It looks so pretty. I love this thing so much. I just wish they put it in a doe foot, and I will tell y'all the plumping on this is extreme. If you do not like plumping lip glosses, do not get this, because Ariana said it in a video. It's intense, and it is intense. They amped it up from the other one. This is a really intense plumping effect. Now, this is in the shade 7 Rings. They do have a ton of other beautiful shades, but I really, really love this shade. I have grown to like it so much. It is absolutely one of my all-time favorite lip gloss formulas, and I'm not sponsored by Rem Beauty. I just really like the formula that much. I will say it is nowhere near as hydrating as Summer Fridays, La Henriksen, or any of those lip balms, but it's hydrating enough to where I can let that go because of how pretty it looks and how nice it sits on the lip. We're almost in the home stretch here. My mouth is getting tired. But so I have the Wycon Cosmetics Glitter Lip Gloss, and this thing is intense. It is a proper glitter lip gloss. I mean, you can see, I don't know if it comes across on camera as well because the swatch is not really doing it justice, but this is a lot of glitter. How it looks in the package is literally what you get. It is called the Gloss Shot Lip Gloss. I love just putting this as a final touch on a beautiful lip gloss liner stick combo because it just takes it to the next level. It is a little bit less than the Fenty one that I showed y'all, which I am sad about. For this type of formula, it's impressive at how much glitter and opacity you do get and at how hydrating it is because it doesn't dry off the lips. The glitter residue doesn't get in. It smooths everything over and it just looks beautiful. Then we have the Fenty Stacks formula. This is the new type of gloss bomb one they launched a while ago, and it has 3 different shades on it. And I mean, and honestly, it's a really good formula. I've tried it out so many times, so I'm not going to say too much on it. I've recommended the gloss bomb, the heats, the ice, the normal one to y'all so many times, even the sticks now. So it's really, really good. The only difference really, the formula is the exact same. The only difference is really that you get the 3 stacked shades. And I will say you will never get that blue shade to appear as pigmented as it is on here. You can kind of see, you can kind of see the white and the purple have been mixed a bit more because those are the 2 shades that you see the most. The blue one, I really just don't think you can mix. Like I could try, but it won't ever like mix in with that. I find it very sparkly, very pretty, but it's quite sheer. I was a little bit shook at how sheer it was. So I do really like it. It's very interesting. I love this formula so much. I will repurchase the gloss bomb formulas until I die with whatever new versions they release, but you will not get that blue shade. Don't go in expecting that intense. You will maybe get a slight hint of the blue pearls, but that's about it. And I can't wait to see what other stacks they do. The last thing out of these 42 products, we made it, we're at 42. That is a lot of makeup to review. It is the Noonie Appleberry Lip Oils. Noonie is a K-beauty brand that I did get a collaboration with for Amazon. However, just because I got a collaboration with does not mean I did not completely try this product. Does not mean I didn't completely try this product and understand everything about it before endorsing it, and I did, and I love it. This is one of the best lip oils I've tried. My only complaint is I wish it was in a bigger package because it's so tiny, but I have been using it for a month and a half and it's not even halfway. So it does last a pretty long time. And I love the pigment you get on it. It's that appleberry red pigment. The smell is amazing. It's so juicy. It literally looks like you got a lip plump. It is so amazing. And honestly, super hydrating and smoothing on the lips. Like your lines will be smooth. It's like the Lawless gloss, and it's so hydrating and so juicy. It is a true proper lip oil formula, which is hard to come by now. Noonie did it. This is a proper lip oil. It's not too slippery. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It is, everything about it is perfect. This is definitely in contender. This is definitely contender for like my top products in this video. Whew, okay, we made it. That was an hour of filming just my reviews on all of this makeup. This is so much, and this is just for September. I have even more in October. But let me know if you have any questions at all in the comments. And if you don't, I do this for every month. I try out literally every makeup thing I get for a while before I give y'all final reviews. I got my inspiration from a lot of YouTubers on here, especially Morgan Turner. Huge inspiration because she does the same thing. So I really do think there's a lot of good products here. It is a little bit of a hit or miss month with a lot of these, but overall really good. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you want me to try anything else, please let me know. And please like, subscribe, because it really helps me out, y'all. It is tough out here in the makeup industry. So your support, your commenting, your liking, your boosting, hyping up, whatever it's called now, especially on YouTube where it's hard, it helps me more than you guys will ever know. So please. And I will see y'all later. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an amazing day.